Good day, my little robins, it's me, Beth. Another week has passed, which means you get another video from, well, me. And if you haven't already read the title, I'm doing another tag video this week, and it is the writing habits tag. I know this isn't an original tag. You can probably type it, into the YouTube search box and you'll find the original video. I found these questions on Tumblr. There are 12 questions about my writing habits, because for those of you who don't know, I do a lot of writing, whether it's fan fiction, non-fiction writing, screenwriting or poetry. And so I thought I would just share with you guys my writing habits. Before we start the video, if you want to support the channel, click like, click subscribe. Let's just dive right in. The first question is typed or handwritten? Now I could go old school and say, handwritten, but I'm going to go with typed. I do the majority of my writing on my laptop on a Word document. That doesn't say I don't, do handwritten notes. I do all my notes and planning handwritten, but when I'm actually writing the story, I prefer writing it straight onto a Word document because it's just more convenient. Question number 2 is cursive or printed? Now, I appreciate, a good cursive writing, but I'm going to say printed because, it's easier to understand. It's what I tend to do more myself. I have so many people that do cursive and I can't understand what they've written, and then they have a go at me for not knowing what they've written. I'm sorry, if you're going to write, fancy, don't expect me, to know what you're saying. But yeah, printed is the way to go. Question 3 is show us your favourite pen. I don't have a favourite pen. How can you have a favourite pen? Because I use so many different pens. I have a different pen for different notebooks. That's right, I'm that sad. I have a different pen for each notebook, so I couldn't pick one, so you're not getting a favourite pen off me. Moving on. Question number 4 is where do you like to write? I do the majority of my writing in my bedroom, in comfy clothes. I'll be sitting on my bed, I've got my laptop stand, I've got my laptop. Or if I feel like, I want to be hipster and cool, I will take my laptop or, a notebook, and I'll go to my local coffee shop and I will sit in a coffee shop. I will order stuff. I order food and I order a drink. And I will sit in a coffee shop and write like a pretentious writer, because I am a writer. Question 5, I had to write the names down because some of the names escape me, and it is 5 favourite authors in terms of writing style, and I went with Jim Butcher, Rachel Caine, Corey Taylor, C.S. Lewis and Hans Christian Andersen. C.S. Lewis is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Hans Christian Andersen, everyone knows his fairy tales. Rachel Caine, she's done a lot of paranormal young adult series, which I've been obsessed with. Jim Butcher has, the Dresden Files series. I've met Jim Butcher, I went to a signing. He is the nicest guy possible. I love magic. And Corey Taylor, yes, he is the lead singer of Slipknot, but he has 3 books out and is about to release a 4th book, and I love him because he's very blunt. He doesn't sugarcoat things. They are my 5 favourite authors in terms of style. Question number 6 is 3 favourite writing books. Now, I was going to, leave this question blank, and then I realised I did creative writing at university for 3 years, so I read a lot of books. And the 3 books which I probably used the most were Creative Writing for Dummies. I mainly use that for poetry and prose. The Writer's Journey, The Mythic Structure for Writers. If you're a writer, you have to read The Writer's Journey, just because it makes it so much easier, to plot out a story if you know the plot points, what's meant to happen at certain... It's a really long book, but there's pictures. I highly recommend it. And the 3rd is Save the Cat, the last book on screenwriting you'll ever need. This was recommended to me by my screenwriting lecturer, I think my 2nd year. I actually went out and bought the book, and it is like the Bible I use for screenwriting. Question number 7 is, have you ever competed in NaNoWriMo? For those of you who don't know, NaNoWriMo is where, writers, they will take, it's like a month competition where, you have to write a full book, I think 50,000 words in a month. I have competed in NaNoWriMo. I competed back in 2015. I haven't done it since because it's very hard to write a book in a month, unless you spend the month beforehand, planning. You're screwed. But yes, I have competed in NaNoWriMo. Which leads me on to question 8. Have you ever finished NaNoWriMo? Yes, I finished NaNoWriMo in 2015. And it was when I was adapting one of my YouTuber fanfictions into a young adult book. It was kind of cheating because I'd already got the fan fiction. I just actually, changed some of the characters, changed some of the plots. But I did it. I have completed NaNoWriMo, and I'd probably do it again if I had time on my hands. Question 9 is, have you ever had anything published? Not professionally, so no, I've never had anything published, but if we're talking, self-published, Wattpad. You can check me out on Wattpad at MediaGirl94, link in the description box below. Question number 10 is, what projects are you working on currently? I wrote them down. I have 7 fanfictions currently on the go on Wattpad. I am planning my paranormal crime TV pilot screenplay. That's a mouthful. I did a short story back, I think, first year of university, and it's been sitting on my shelf, and I reread it and I was like, this would be a really good TV show, so I'm turning it into a screenplay. And my final project is just writing random poems. I always make sure, to carry like a small notebook in every bag that I have, so that if, something catches my eye, I can just write a nice poem. So I'm writing random poems as well. Question number 11 is, what is your writing soundtrack? Now, the bands I tend to listen to when I'm writing include Nightwish, Him, Delane, Within Temptation and Epica. For those of you who are fans of those bands, you will know they are like symphonic metal bands, power metal bands. Him is slightly, alternative goth metal. But I like symphonic metal because, the soundtracks are quite whimsical, they're quite fantasy based, which is what I tend to write. And they're kind of long, there's lots of instrumentals, it's beautiful. That's my writing soundtrack. And the final question, question 12, is, do you have a writing pump-up song? And yes, my writing pump-up song is Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5. If I'm having a slow writing day, I will put Moves Like Jagger on. I'll have, like a 3-minute, dance party, solo dance party, and then I'll be pumped to write. If you guys want to attempt the tag, I'm going to leave the questions in the description box below. I would love, if you do this tag, tell me in the comments below and I'll check out your video. All the links to my social media, including my Wattpad, where I do all my fanfiction writing, are in the description box below. While you're down there, don't forget to click like if you like the video, click subscribe to support because I upload weekly. You can check out my last 2 videos right here. Until next week, I'm Beth. Goodbye.